Hey, what's up guys, this is Mage, and I've got PureB with me today, and we're bringing you Game 3 of the best of 3 match between Team Swedish Chef and Team Cap4z. So without further ado, why don't you go ahead and say hello, PureB?
Hello! PureB.
It really sounded like you wanted to go on the full-out hello. Do you want to go for the full-out hello?
Hello?
And this is why I remember you're an asshat.
What? What?
Nothing at all.
What?
So this is the third game of the semifinals match. The winner of this game will go on to face Hawk and Helsing in the finals. So far, Game 1 went to Team Swedish Chef, which is composed of Rain and Starshaped, DKH teammates that have played with each other for a long time. And Game 2 was pretty convincingly actually taken by Team Cap4z, made up of MasterSpensor and Suka, who in Game 1 was known as Caps. For those of you not familiar with this is the 2v2 random hero tournament being put on by Play Free For All and Ugrelanian. Overadmire is the admin in this match, and they've done a great job so far of keeping this organized and well run. But the basic premise of random heroes is, as we can see, you get a random hero from your altar. You have one choice and one choice only, and that is to build a random hero. It can be from any of the 4 races or from the tavern. You can also get up to 2 of the same hero in the match, although I have not seen it so far. It looks like we have a pretty standard opening going on for all of our players right now. We've got a Fiend opening for Spencer. Suka is going for an Ancient of War creep on the market. And then Rain looks to be going for a Grunt build. The map is Tidewater Glades, I believe. And
Tidewater Glades?
Is it?
Yep,
Okay, cool.
Yep, you got it.
We've got Huntresses for Starshaped as well, by the way. So, pretty hard to expand on this map because the expansions are in the middle of everybody and very easily taken down. So we may see a quicker game this one. The previous 2 games, we've seen expansions play a large role in the game, and especially who is controlling them at the time and who's managed to actually maintain them. We see a Warden come out for Suka, so an excellent first hero for him, and then a Torn Chieftain and an Archmage. So, pretty good heroes all around so far. Torn Chieftain as Orc is a pleasure to get, especially after Rain was forced to grab a bunch of heroes that have not worked very well with Orc so far. And the Archmage is never a bad hero to have, especially once you get Brilliance Aura. I suspect that Rain will really appreciate it, although Starshape might not quite as much. So what takes 2 men to creep on one side just takes a Ancient of War and a Warden on the other. And we see a Death Knight come out from MasterSpensor, which makes the second time in 3 games that he has grabbed a Death Knight as undead.
Definitely loot tables. But let me just say something about expansions on this map, because it's a 2v2. Well, it's a 1v1 map usually, but sometimes you see this in 2v2, and it's really cool because the way the expansions work, they are in the center, like you said. But it's really cool that you can. What you tend to see is that the players will split the map in half, and that one team will take both on the one side and then the other side. Because obviously, if you have one from each player on each side, then it kind of turns down to a 1v1. It's really weird. But
yep.
It's cool to see in the late game because it really changes the dynamic of the map, I think.
No, I could definitely see that. And, I mean, there is pretty much a choke point created right in here for the expansion. So you could easily see them figuring out a way to do it. For instance, if I was orange, I would want to take the left side of the map, so you only have to deal with the choke point coming in from the blue base. So we'll see if they play it like that. I'm not sure how much practice they have playing together. I mean, obviously, Starshaped and Rain have played together quite a bit and probably communicate very well. I'm not sure about Spencer and Suka and if they play together frequently or not.
You know, it's really one of the stars of the matchup that we haven't been talking about is Ramsey Gordon and also Sir Lancelot, because they're there and they're wearing, they're in these communications, and they're not, they can't do anything in the middle of the game because that would be cheating. But in the pregame, they lay out the maps and they show them really how to do the plays, and so I think we're going to see some really cool stuff happening here.
And Ramsey Gordon also cooks up a mean lunch for them. So unlike your poor casters who are very hungry right now, Rain and Starshaped have been getting fed just delicious food throughout the entirety of the game. So I mean, that's a big advantage. Yeah. I mean, Kunos, Spencer, and Suka could both be really hungry right now. That could affect their concentration. I mean, this is Ramsey Gordon's.
That's not the case for Team Swedish Chef.
Yeah, Ramsey Gordon's impact on this game cannot be overstated.
It really can't. I mean, maybe you could if you said he was the sole reason, but
I don't know. I
he's
think that
up
might be
there.
a fair claim. He might be the number one most important.
The only. Yeah, but is he the only reason?
Well, I don't know. That depends. Maybe he is actually playing for Rain and Starshaped at the same time right now.
He's actually cooking while he's got 2 mouses and keyboards, and he's playing while yelling orders at people in Hell's Kitchen.
It is Ramsey Gordon. So we saw earlier that they dropped an Ankh of Reincarnation. The Death Knight picked it up over the Warden, which I think is the correct choice on that one. Do you have any opinion on that? I mean, I just figure with the Warden being able to blink and all that,
Yeah.
should be able to survive.
I mean, the Death Knight's got a Potion of Greater Healing and an Ankh. I mean, really, if he dies, then he's going to come back, so who cares? Got the Ankh. He's good. He's good. Totally good. And
Absolutely.
It's actually good because he synergizes with the undead. If the undead army loses their Death Knight, then they're screwed. Whereas if the Elf army loses the Warden, but they still have the undead army with the Death Knight, then it's not so bad. So
That is true. And that is part of the problem with playing undead in general in random heroes is you don't get the Death Knight a lot, which creates some big problems for them. But we can see so far Rain and Starshaped have done a very efficient job of creeping together throughout the entire game, whereas Spencer and Suka have kind of split up and done their own thing. So what do you think of the idea for creeping together versus splitting up? I mean, it should be possible to get more, but
I think as an undead, you probably don't want to be creeping with other people on most maps because you can easily creep yourself really efficiently, and then your opponent can, get their own XP basically.
Yeah. So wow, this Archmage is very low, and there's not enough mana to bring it down from the Warden right now. But the nice job using the Wand of Wind. Let's see if the rest of the army comes back to save it. We do have a Huntress coming in, and Starship going for just moving as much as possible. There it goes. Does go down there. Up here we do have another fight with the Tauren Chieftain going ahead and stomping beautifully across these fiends. So while Starshaped has lost his hero, it does look like Rain is doing a nice job of pushing Spencer back, and they have their units separated at the moment. We do have some Ancients of Lore coming out and pumping right now, and we have a Warden for MasterSpensor as well, so that's going to be dual Wardens, while a Archmage has come out for Suka as his second hero. So interesting hero meshing right now, and we could see the Tauren Chieftain go down. Let's see if... Yep, double, bam, and beautiful job just getting off that healing potion right now, and DKH Rain is going to have to go ahead and TP out soon or use his potion of vulnerability, which he does, and it looks like he may be able to bring down the Death Knight, but the Death Knight has an Ankh of Reincarnation as well.
He's got the Book of the Dead still.
Yep, looks like he is not going for a full-in push right now, and they are going to pull off the surround, so a waste of the Ankh, and it's going to have to go away, but will the Tauren Chieftain, double TPs forced there.
That was a shame. He could, if he had waited on that stomp just 3 seconds, if he hadn't TP'd out, he would have got the kill.
Yep. But I can understand not wanting to lose your Tauren Chieftain, and a Panda comes out for Starshaped, so we have some excellent heroes in this match. I mean, nothing against the Tinkers, Firelords, and Pitlords of the world, but they've really done a better job of creating some great heroes for Game 3, and I can already feel that this is going to be an epic game. Unfortunately, the Panda does look like it is going to go down to the Warden and the Dryad. Although Rain is coming in, will he manage to go ahead and get a stomp off to save it? No, does not look like it. So there we go. That is another hero kill to the Warden, and a Staff of Cyclone does go off on DKH Rain's heroes here, and let's see, he does have a Grunt in the way so he can get out if he needs to, but the Archmage is going to go down for Suka. So this game is just all about the hero kills, and there we go, Stomp goes off. Is he going to TP, or is he going to try and keep it up? Level 4 just pops out.
Oh.
Wow.
Orange. Getting wrecked.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Man. I mean, they've gotten a couple hero kills here and there. I don't think it's a good game by any means, but so far you gotta like what DKH Rain has done so far. This Tauren Chieftain playing a huge and instrumental role, and he is about to hit level 3. He's got Raiders on the way out. We do see that Starshaped has 2 lures pumping Dryads as well. Black Citadel almost complete as well. The Tauren Chieftain?
The Tauren Chieftain? Yeah.
I believe it is, yes. I think he's trying to get level 6. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the exact same thing. So let's take a look at the food counts here. We've got 37 for Suka of 50. We've got 39 of 40 for Spencer. We've got 49 of 50 for Starshaped and 41 of 50 for Rain. So the advantage in the the advantage in the armies right now is going towards Team Swedish Chef. Heroes are 4, 3. We've got a level 1 Panda coming back, and then a 3 and 1, and a level 3 and 1 for Team Cap4z. So heroes at this point, I'd have to say, slightly tilted towards Team Swedish Chef's favor. But which hero combinations do you like better at the moment?
I really like the solo Tauren Chieftain. I know that may be the lame choice, but I really do, because if he can get level 6 on that guy, I mean, obviously having the high level aura, having the high level stomp is incredibly beneficial, but then having reincarnation as well, considering he's such a tanky hero and he makes such a difference in these fights, I actually really do like him. He's also incredibly good against the undead army that we're going to see, as well as the Death Knight. He's incredibly good against these bears. He's incredibly good against the Archmage. Obviously, you can get a stun on him, or really even the Wardens. So just having the big level stomp and keeping him alive with the reincarnation, I think would be a really, really good play.
Yeah, the only thing that I wish could be a little different is if Team Swedish Chef had one more hero with a stun. So either a Mountain King or Shadow Hunter, something along those lines. Nice level 5 on the Tauren Chieftain there. I mean,
and in
just
case you
because
don't know, War Stomp, it gets so much better with each level because it increases in duration.
They have forgotten
and
the Scourge of Bone Chimes there. They completely left it.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a game breaker, but that is not what you want to see.
They got a lot of melee.
They do have a lot of melee, yeah.
Can they do it without? We'll see.
Yep, so, I mean, if they can get both of these Wardens up, they being Team Cap4z, then double Warden Nuke is pretty ferocious, especially with the Death Knight mixed in as well. Archmage providing mana the entire time. I mean, they've certainly got good heroes themselves.
They do. But again, they have weak heroes. So if they get stunned and focused, I don't know if they're going to get up in levels.
But they don't...
And the Tauren Chieftain's invisible. Hey.
Tauren Chieftain is invisible. It's probably going to do some damage to the Undead's Goldmine right now, if I was going to guess.
I thought it was just going to, like, invis nuke somebody. Big invis stomp, like, I don't know.
Ooh, Suka leaves behind 2 of his bears, and talk about big mistakes, that is certainly one of them. Starshaped actually just focusing down one of them, not going for the other one. Let's see if he has a staff. He does have a staff on the Warden, so he should be able to get it out just in time. There we go. Nice heads-up play there, and we've got a possible upcoming... Well, he grabs that spell shield, though, yeah. That's a huge item right there. So level 3 does go off on the Warden, does not manage to get the experience, which wouldn't have done him any good, but would have blocked it for MasterSpensor at least, and prevented the Warden from getting level 3. But talk about an item that can change the game. Spell Shield is such a fantastic item. I'm not sure why you would try and nuke down the Tauren Chieftain, to be honest. I mean, unless they have a lot of army.
You could switch it over to the Archmage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Switching over to the Archmage would be probably the better choice. On the other hand, maybe they've noticed that they tend to nuke the Tauren Chieftain no matter what, and in which case, saving yourself from a Shadow Strike would be a pretty big deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't think it's a bad item to have on the Tauren Chieftain if they do nuke him down, and since he's going to be in the front, causing a lot of havoc, they're probably going to want to try to kill him. So it's not bad. He's going to have a Brilliant Sword, so he's going to have just a ton of stomps. So
yeah, there's really no way you can go wrong with the Spell Shield. It's such a good item to be on any hero. And it does look again. Good.
Well, I'll just say that if we look at the Undead's army, he's already gone to 60 food, which is good. I don't think you should ever bank in team games, pretty much. But his opponent, Suka, does not seem to agree with me on that. That's fine. But at 60 food, with 2 Frostworms out right now, that's my big concern, because they've gone so many grunts. They're so heavy on these units that will really just get wrecked in the front line by those Frostworms. And again, their anti-air is basically a couple raiders and then a bunch of dryads that's going to be in the back. So their positioning in the next fight is going to pretty much decide, I think, how the fight goes. Yeah,
absolutely. I don't see anything that really will tear through Starshape's dryads, though, among the army. I mean, there are a couple fiends, which are good, but there really are only 3, I think. And then some bears and a couple dryads here. There's no AoE. I mean, you don't have any mortars, obviously, but something to help take down those dryads would be of comfort, I think, to Team Cap4z. Yeah. And I suspect that, let's see, what's the armor on the Frostworms? They're at 0 armor, so they could be taken down pretty easily by the dryads if Starshaped can get good positioning. So it really is going to come down to positioning here, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, absolutely. Wherever the positioning is, that's how it's going to go. And they already cooled the TC.
Yep, and it looks like we almost have a Warden go down here, forced to pop that potion of vulnerability already. And there we go, we can see that the Frostrooms are forced to move back. It looks like Team Swedish Chef is just going to roll through this battle. This is not a good fight for them to have, and they need to TP out here. And the Torn Shifting getting very low, though. So, apparently there is something to be said for nuking the hero. The only problem is they've lost pretty much all of their units in the process. And Torn Shifter just TPs back to the expansion, actually, so a heads-up play there by Rain. He's just going to walk the Torn Shifter back here and allow Starshaped to use his army to continue to fight this battle. And not GG, but this is the beginning of the end, I think, for Team Capslot.
Yeah, I don't think they took that. I don't think they should have taken that fight at all. And if they did, I don't think they should have been focusing down the TC.
Yeah, I mean, it forced Rain to TP, but you saw how well he played that, just TPing right back into the same fight, saving the hero. So, really, Rain is just playing out of his mind right now.
Well, the thing is, when you have Destroyers and you have Frostrooms, there's a big line of Grunts that have Spirit Link. What you should be doing, you should be focusing on just like hiding that a little bit and going for that. For eating Destroy Magic or eat Magic from the Devour Magic. That's it. So that your Destroyers get a bunch of mana and then you just kill all those Grunts and just keep backing up because you don't have to take those fights. I mean, there were 2 Raiders. And at the start of that fight, they weren't in a great position, actually. And really, Team Orange just kind of walked into it. And just, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, they have to have better positioning for that, and their army really is more suited to kiting as opposed to fighting straight up against all the melee. I mean, there are not that many bears yet in the army, so I think you're right.
Well, yeah,
that was just a bad fight to take. Tome of Experience. Let's see how Torn Chieftain can, how high I'll get. 30 away from level 6 on it.
Oh, wow. And what an item, Khadgar's Gem of Health. Since they're going to just keep nuking them down, I mean, you may as well. 1325. Whew. It's absurd. But
I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I mean, I don't want to start counting the chickens before they hatch and all that good business, but this is going to be an exciting final, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for the final. No matter who wins, I think it's going to be interesting to see, just to watch it.
And nobody from Team Capslot has managed to keep an expansion up and running. Rain now has his expansion up and running for a good while. He is bringing some Wind Riders into the army. And there we go, 0-2 upgrades, which I think something that has not been done enough is getting actual upgrades on the units. And I'm glad to see that Rain is breaking that trend. We can see that the Frostworms are still 0-0, or 1-0, and the Dryads are 0-0, 2-0. So focusing everything on the attack is a good strategy sometimes. I'm not sure this is one of those times.
I mean, I think this fight. I think that Orange's their army can't fight at this point.
Nope.
In comparison.
Yeah. So we've got 140 food against 121, I believe. So.
Yeah.
It seems even bigger than that, to be honest. And here we go. The Torn Chieftain going ahead and using Stomp just needs 1 unit to die. If that Frostworm dies, that will be level 6 on the Torn Chieftain. They continue to focus it down, and that's going to be a mistake because now the Torn Chieftain can just go ahead and revive every time when it dies here. The Death Knight is getting pretty low for MasterSpensor here. The Wyvern's doing a ton of damage, especially with Spirit Link. Pandarian Brewmaster hits level 4. Level 5 for the Archmage. Warden goes down. We're going to see the Archmage for Suka getting very low, as well as the Death Knight for MasterSpensor, so GG called, and that is the game. That is the semifinals. Ladies and gentlemen, the only game left we have is a best of 3 for the finals and the $100. PureB, thank you so much for being here and casting with me. Where can we find you?
At youtube.com/SirPureB, twitch.tv/PureB, twitter.com/PureB, SirPureB, at SirPureB.
Perfect. And for those of you watching on YouTube, stay tuned. We're going to have the finals up there momentarily. For those of you watching live, we just have to get the game rolling.